All right, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I'm going to show you the exact copy and paste ad agency model for 20K profit a month. And in this video, you get, first of all, an intro to a completely new agency model emerging as of right now. Second, the complete breakdown of how to run this agency model at 20K a month and all assets involved in doing so. That means the software that we're using, the funnel templates that we're using, the onboarding templates for clients that we're using, the ads, and all that good stuff. So that after this video, you'll be able to kickstart and run an agency that consistently profits 6 figures a year within 90 days. And the best part, all the assets you need are here to copy and paste. So why am I able to say this? Hey, I'm Niels, head of growth at Perspective. And in the last 4 years, our software business was responsible for the success of over 5,000 agencies doing exactly what I'm describing in this video, under which multiple hundreds of 6- and 7-figure agency owners. I'm aware that you have probably heard these claims like 10 times before, but if you just take 10 minutes to absorb what I'm going to share in this video, you might be one of the few actually acting on the advice and building a super successful agency. With that being said, let's jump right in. First of all, let's cover the math. So let's just consider you're charging 2K a month average per client as a retainer, and you're charging 1K as a setup fee. Of course, we have to cover for the cost, right? So with software freelancers that are helping you, tools and other stuff, that might be at 1.5K a month. And I'm actually speaking from experience here because the process that we'll run through is what I did back in the day when I took my own agency or my own freelance business, better said, from 7K a month to 40K a month. Now let's of course consider the client churn, right? 10% client churn would mean that you are losing 10% of your clients every month. This is quite high, honestly, for more successful or more advanced agencies. But let's just say that's what we're working with in the beginning. If we're adding 4 clients a month, so you're closing 1 client a week, then in 90 days, you would have $12,000 in one-time revenue from the setup fees, right? You would have $18,000 in MRR, which is $66,000 in total revenue. And with 1.5K a month in cost, you would round up at about 4.5K in total cost, which would mean that you would profit 61.5K in total, which is 20.5K average a month. And this is basically what we're working with. This is really no magic. And honestly, agencies are such a lean business model in general that it's really feasible to generate lots of revenue with very low cost, especially if you are a very active part of that. Of course, in the future, if you want to make sure that more things are automated and you would have to spend less time on actually running the agency, then cost would increase and profit would decrease. But I think we're all aware of that. Now, as to how to actually get there are 7 steps that I defined for you to get to 20K a month with this new agency model. The first step, of course, is to choose a niche. And you've heard that before, which is why I'm not really covering that in full detail. And honestly, what niche you choose is practically irrelevant from my point of view, but you want to pick one specific one. And things to look out for is, first of all, you want to make sure that you are in a growing market so that there are more businesses coming into that market being run every year. And then you want to have a solid existing TAM, right? So if you are too specific with the ICP or the niche you're choosing, then of course you might be running into the problem of not even being able to reach enough people to sell your service to. Then last but not least, and this is an honorable mention from my point of view, you want to have something that you find interesting, because if you spend years or months on a topic that you don't really like or don't really appreciate or have no intrinsic motivation around, then you're probably going to be burned out quite fast. So these 3 things are important. You want to choose one, which one is practically irrelevant. You want to look for a growing market, want it to have a solid existing TAM, and it should be something that you are already interested in. Then of course you want to choose your service, right? And the only thing that I want to point out here is you have to pick something that is business critical. There are many agencies or many freelancers doing stuff like web design, which might be cool, right? But it doesn't pay the bills. And once a client works with you, you want to become irreplaceable. And that only works if you are delivering a result for them that is actually crucial to their existence, right? Because, for example, if you would have a subscription for oxygen, you would never stop paying for it, of course, because this is what keeps you alive. And this is the exact same in terms of choosing your service and choosing what value you'll deliver to your client, because you want that to be irreplaceable. And the question becomes, like, what does every business need? And the answer is new employees and new customers. Every business needs to grow through adding new employees, and every business needs to grow through adding new customers. And so the only 2 services that I would recommend to you is application and lead generation, meaning you want to generate job applications for your customers, or you want to generate leads for your customers in terms of leads for potential clients on their end, right? Or potential customers on their end. And this is also the beauty in that, because if you deliver both of these, then you can create an agency that is really recession proof, because usually when the market is down, people are vying for more customers. They want to generate more money. They want to make more money to survive in general with their business, which is the perfect timing to then offer lead generation and provide new customers to your clients. If the market is growing again and we're in a good state, then of course we want to offer recruiting. So people are looking more for new employees to deliver their service to more people, to produce more of their product, which is where recruiting comes in. And then of course, if there's a downturn, we want to focus on lead gen again. And if you offer both for one specific niche, like one specific type of business, then you'll become irreplaceable. And this is what we've seen across our customer base. All right, right, moving on to the third step, which is of course getting clients. This is also something that I won't cover too deeply in this video. There are a lot of resources out there on how to actually do that, and we'll cover that maybe in another video. But basically, as I already said, you want to charge anywhere from 2 to 5K per month plus an upfront fee. I see many agencies neglecting the upfront fee, but actually very easy to sell, because for every new client that you onboard, of course, there are so many things, so many assets that you create yourself, which is a lot of value to your clients. So it's very easy to also put a price tag on that upfront work that you provide and also charge that money and sell it that way. So that's why I would always recommend always charge a retainer, always charge an upfront fee. And it also helps in general for an agency to breathe, right? So you don't have to worry as much in terms of how much money is on the bank accounts. Then the more advanced you are at selling, the more you should charge. I think this is like a simple rule, and one main learning from my times back in the day when I was running an agency is really experiments. I was charging $400 a month for running Facebook ads originally when I started. And in the end, I charged like 3.5K for practically the exact same service. Of course, there was more experience to it and I better knew how to do it. But the main learning here is experiment and see how far you can go. And of course, you want to be at a certain price point where you can justify charging that in terms of the value that you're delivering on the back end, right? So if I'm charging 5K a month and I'm delivering like 1 lead a month, that might not be enough, but I think you know that yourself. Then you want to build an offer and you want to make it tangible and irresistible. What does that mean? So one example of an intangible offer is like we run Facebook ads. Nobody really knows what that means, especially if it's not a digital native niche or industry you're selling to, right? Running Facebook ads in itself does not provide any value. But what does provide value is we get you 5 clients a week by producing X, Y, and Z, or by running Facebook ads. So Facebook ads rather is just the vehicle in terms of how you provide value, and it's not actually what you are trying to provide. So try to be as tangible as possible. Try to really call out the assets that you create. Try to really call out the result that you're trying to generate, because the more tangible you are, the easier it is for you to sell. Then the different channels where you can get clients is, of course, referrals, and that's the easiest to start with. That's how I started back in the day. You want to just tell everyone that you're launching this new business and that there is this new thing that you're offering and this new value that you provide, because guess what? People will start talking about it and there will be 1 or 2 people that are actually interested in working with you. So referrals is the easiest way to start, but in the end, they might run dry, which is why there are other channels you should start to focus on as soon as you have your first couple of customers. And that might be outreach, for example, through email or phone. That is something I never did, honestly. I was rather on the ad side of things and partnership side of things, which also work wonders. And honestly, if you are applying the exact process that I'm about to share, which is the ad side of things, then you can not only run that for your client, of course, but you can run it for yourself and actually generate clients for yourself. All right, so now we covered how to actually get clients, and now we want to dive deeper into the service delivery, which is where the magic happens. When you have a new client, you want to onboard that client, and you want to onboard that client with a Perspective.co account. Why we're using Perspective, by the way, that's our software business, but I'll get to that in a second. Why we're using Perspective is quite simple, because it's fast and it's simple, right? That means basically you can just create a onboarding funnel, and the template is linked down below. I can show you that in a second. You can create an onboarding funnel that you will just reuse over and over again, where your customers run through, they fill in their information, they create their own Perspective accounts, and then you should be able to grab their account access and then build out the funnels for running advertising for them. Then you want to, of course, include your Perspective.co affiliate link, which gets you a 30% lifetime commission. And what that really does for your agency is that you can build reoccurring income without having to worry about providing the service. That means, for example, let's say we serve 20, 30 clients over the tenure of our agency, and 10, 20 clients stop working with us because they want to take the service in-house, they want to run Facebook ads themselves. If you have built a successful setup, they very likely are going to use and build on top of that successful setup, which basically means you will profit from that setup in perpetuity, which is why we always create, or why agencies usually create an extra affiliate account for their customers so they can profit in perpetuity from the setup that they have built originally. Let me quickly show you what the onboarding funnel looks like. So once you have a free Perspective account, you just scroll down and choose the agency onboarding template and say start with this template, and boom, you're already led to the funnel builder. I'll cover more details of the funnel builder in a second, but basically you can just add all the different questions that you need from your client in order to do successful service delivery. And that might include uploading the logo, understanding like what their real offer is, like what their pricing structure is, and all that good stuff. And of course, you can just include a page here, for example, where you say, hey, go ahead and please set up your Perspective account with a video, and boom, they are good to go. They can just provide the login details also through the funnel, and you have everything that you need automated in your Perspective agency onboarding template. All right, once that's done, we of course want to build out the main funnel template. And this is really where the magic happens, because once you have your first client signed up, you want to build out a main template. And this is called productization, meaning reusing assets in service delivery. And with every client that you'll onboard, you'll get better at what you do and results improve, meaning that client retention and referrals also improve, right? Just consider that. For example, I work with chiropractors, and there's a chiropractor coming to me saying, hey, Niels, please generate new clients for my business. Then I would go ahead and build out a funnel in perspective. I would make sure that it's as optimized as possible. I would implement all the different learnings that will collect during the campaign. And then there's another chiropractor that says, hey, Niels, I need some clients as well. I would just duplicate that template, tweak it, of course, to their brands, to their offering, but I have all the learnings implemented. And that keeps on stacking on top of each other, meaning that with every new client that you onboard, you will get better results, which is honestly exceptional. And in this case, of course, you can just use one of Perspective's templates again, in this case, the appointment funnel template, because for example, for chiropractors, you want to have a discovery call, you want to have a first meeting that you're trying to sell, right? Or you're trying to get leads into. And there's this template that honestly like works wonders here. And you want to just use the existing structure because that structure has been proven by over 5,000 active agencies using these templates day in and day out. And then, as I already said, like once you have built your first funnel template that you're reusing for all the different clients that you onboard, you want to continuously improve that. And there are many features within Perspective to actually do that. For example, the A/B testing feature where you can set up an A/B test in just 2 clicks, and the analytics where you basically see, hey, like where's the main drop-off point from the visitors of the funnel? How can I conversion optimize this as much as possible so I get more leads for cheaper cost? So let me just quickly show you what that looks like in Perspective. So as you can see, this is the exact template that I was just showing you. And there's an A/B test set up already, but let me just quickly end that. So basically, if I want to create a new A/B test, I would just head over to the first page, click on the 3 dots and say create A/B test. Boom, it duplicates the page. And then I can go ahead and adjust the copy. In this case, I can even do that with AI. For example, I need a different subheadline, or I want to test a different headline here. What I would just do is say AI edit and then say, for example, generate headline. It's taking the actual content into account and it's generating me a new headline based off of this. This is going to take 1 or 2 minutes maximum. And then boom, we have a new headline that we can test against the other one. I would just say huge in terms of the size, and boom, we have an A/B test. All I would do is just hit publish, and then we should be good to go in actually launching our A/B test. And that way you can make sure that your clients are actually getting the best in class results, which is really easy. So that basically means whenever you sign a new client, you want to let them run through your onboarding funnel template, grab the Perspective account details and duplicate your funnel template into their account. So you want to duplicate the funnel template that you are continuously optimizing throughout each and every client engagement into that new client's account. So you can basically start the new campaign with all the learnings that you have collected before. Then I already said you can just adjust the design and copy with AI. Then you want to set up lead notifications so your clients get that dopamine hit with every new lead. And that's also, of course, super simple with Perspective. You want to head over to the integrations tab, click on lead notifications, and boom, you can just enter their email addresses. And then with every new lead that you're generating for them, they get a notification and they get more excited. Alrighty, and that's basically the whole process of building out the funnel. And this is really so easy that you can hand this process over to a freelancer with this exact SOP that you see here. I'm also giving you the document at the end of the video. So you are basically set to run this exact process and this exact service for your customers. Then, of course, you also have an integrated white label CRM in which your clients can work the leads. And honestly, this looks like as if you would have developed your own software for your client. So it really is the maximum value that you can provide to your client. You get best performance because of amazing funnels that you have built with a high conversion rate. So you're generating leads for a lower cost. And then you'll have a beautiful CRM where your clients can call up the leads and work the leads to actually close a client. All right, and that's the whole process of building the funnel. Next up, we want to build out the ads. And honestly, I wouldn't spend too much time here because ads are usually overthought in the sense that we, for example, have this campaign going where we have a total of $531 spent and generated 160 leads off of that with $3.32 each per lead. And maybe you would think like, hey, this takes tons of optimization to generate results like this. But honestly, this was the first try with that campaign. There was a simple Perspective funnel behind that. And the ads were also as simple as they can get. Basically, what I did was I just took a photo of my screen, right? It looked something like that. I wrote up a copy, I wrote up a headline down here, and then basically just added text in Instagram stories and then saved that, did like 10 variations of that, and boom, I had my super successful campaign. So I would really recommend to not overthink the creation of ad creatives. Of course, if you want them to look a little bit more professional, you could go inside Canva and build out actual templates that you can also reuse and just follow the exact same process as you are following with the funnel, but it's as easy as that. And once that's done, we want to launch the campaign. And really all we have to do here is grab the access to our client's business manager / ad account. And this, of course, can be part of the onboarding funnel. So you don't have to care about it at all. You don't have to make sure to get the details somewhere else. You can just make sure that they are inputting the details already in the onboarding funnel. And then we want to set up the campaign. And the simple campaign structure that I'm recommending is to always use the lead / conversion objective for actually generating leads or conversions. You want to use ad set budget optimization, and we want to use 2 ad sets, one for testing and one for scaling. And so the exact campaign structure would look something like this. We have this one simple ABO campaign. We have this simple testing ad set. in this case, for example, at 20 bucks a day, and we have the scaling ad set at 30 bucks a day. And then we would just launch one of these ad sets, in this case, the testing campaign, if we're launching a completely new client with, for example, 5 different ads that we're testing. The ones that are working well in terms of cost per lead, we just put into the scaling campaign, and we're centralizing more of the budget towards less ads, essentially, so that ad 3 gets more of the budget. And then we just drop new creatives into this ad set, or basically duplicate this ad set and launch 5 new ads whenever all of these ads have been tested. That's honestly the whole process. That's more than enough for generating leads or for kicking off Facebook ads. But of course, if you're interested in the full process, I have linked the video as to how we do meta ads at an 8-figure business here, Perspective Funnels, in this video. So if you want to check it out, go click the link here or just in the top right corner. All right, so that's basically the exact step-by-step process of launching an ad agency that does 20K a month. And for you to get started, it's really that easy to get started, right? And that's why more and more perspective agencies, so-called perspective agencies, are emerging as of right now. And of course, this is only the tip of the iceberg. Scaling above this level really requires serious business acumen and experience. But if you finally want to build an agency that allows a great life, you can join our funnel month. And within the funnel month, you'll just pay 29 bucks and you'll get access to 1 month of Perspective Funnels, including 50 plus premium features, a white label CRM and fast chat support, 16 proven funnel templates that have been vetted with millions in ad spend to help you achieve best-in-class results. And of course, included is the appointment funnel template that I just showed you, the agency onboarding template that I just showed you, and many more. And then you'll also get access to the Growth Elite community, where you get specific help from season 6, 7, and 8-figure agency owners. Then you get exclusive agency training with continuously updated video content on building a successful agency, and a weekly mastermind where you can ask all of your questions. And then last but not least, you also get an onboarding call with your boy, Niels. All right, that's it. If you want to join the funnel month, you can just click here, join for just 29 bucks, and you'll get access to 1 month Perspective Funnels and this beautiful ad agency business model that I just shared with you. That's all from my side. If you found that interesting, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'm super happy to see you crush it with that. Cheers.